So just to go through some pitching tips, and these are the ones that have worked for me. Your mileage may vary depending on the industry that you're in, the type of clients that you're reaching out to. For example, if you are reaching out to really, really, really corporate clients, I don't know, like lawyers or something, then this casual language might not work as well. So these are the tips that have worked for me with the kinds of companies that I work with. So do bear that in mind when I'm going through this. Keep it short. You don't need to explain what a freelancer does, and you don't need to wax lyrical about what they're doing at the moment. I've spoken to content leads who said that they received a lot of pitches from freelancers who explain what freelancing is in their pitch, which seems counterproductive because, again, shows that you're trying to convince them to hire a freelancer and not you. So avoid that if possible. Share 1 to 2 examples if it feels right. So I always recommend linking directly to published pieces. Don't make prospects go through endless pieces in your portfolio. At the moment, I have many pieces in my portfolio. It's not very well organized, and it would probably be a struggle for anyone to find what they're looking for. So I send 2 links directly to relevant pieces whenever I'm pitching. It takes a step out of the process for the client as well. So instead of having to click through to your portfolio to click through to the pieces, they're just clicking through to the pieces. So it removes a step from that process. The more steps we can remove from the process, the better. And then reach out on the same platform. So I find that it works best to reach out to people on the same platform I met them on. So if I found them on LinkedIn, I will DM them on LinkedIn. If we met on Slack, then I will DM them in Slack, just because it's easier to maintain that context. It's a bit like seeing someone you know from work, like out at the pub on a Friday night, and you can't really place them. So try and keep the context the same by reaching out on the same platform. Show off your best writing skills. I've received some pitches with terrible grammar errors, typos, and it doesn't make a good first impression, especially if you are pitching your writing services. Actually, just before this call, I received a LinkedIn connection request from someone who was pitching their VA services, and they used the letter U instead of you. And I think they said something like something for business, but instead of the word for, they used the number 4. I thought it was quite good timing right before this, but don't do that if you are pitching anything to do with writing or communication skills. Really important to check everything before you send it, and then get to the point so people know what you're doing when you slide into their DMs. Anyone who is a content manager or has been in business for a while, they receive pitches, they know what it looks like, so they usually know why you're sliding into their DMs. The best thing you can do is just be honest about it rather than trying to be sly and leave room with weird, awkward questions. And finally, be human. So even though pitching is a part of business, your pitches don't have to be corporate and robotic. Like I said before, now that AI, like lots of people are using AI to do outreach, you're more likely to stand out if you show your personality and your humor, because you want to make connections with the people. Like if I'm a content leader at a company and I receive 2 pitches from freelancers who are equally qualified for the role, I'm going to hire the one that I have a better connection with. And that comes from kind of matching personalities and sharing interests, basically. So if you can do that, you stand a better chance.